John, I hesitate to ask this question with potential for so much to change, but I think it's safe. In a general sense, you've spent this season with people thinking, oh, the poor Blue Jackets are in such a tough situation with two of their best players maybe leaving town. How do you think the actions of your team in the last 72 hours have just sort of changed the atmosphere around here from a team?
Wait a minute. Mom's calling on someone's phone. I just saw it. Is that your phone? I didn't mean to blow you out of water, but
It's a great
your mother's
question.
calling you.
Turn the phone upside down next time so you can see. How much do you think it's just changed sort of the feel around this team, outward looking in, but also from your team, not the victim of circumstances, but as a team to be reckoned with again?
We have, well, you know, the way I look at it, we haven't let that situation bother us all year long. And a team to be reckoned with, I think we have felt we're a team to be reckoned with as the season's been going on here. I think we're a really good hockey club. I think our management group made us a better team. I think we got two really good players coming here. Now, I'm not sure if all the information's out about the goalie, Kincaid.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I think our management has sent a message we're trying to get better. But I don't buy the, now that we make a deal, I just think we have not let that stuff bother us for a second this year. It's become part of our personality, quite honestly, in the locker room. And I've always felt our team felt we're a team to be reckoned with. I'm not sure if that answers your question, but I don't buy. We get two really good players, but I think we've been a good team all year long. We've gotten better. Does that answer it?
I just wanted your feelings on it.
Yeah.
Just your thoughts. I know it's the first day of practice, but from what you have seen of Ryan Dzingel in the past as a player, what do you think of his game, and how do you see it, envisioning it fitting in with what you have already?
Yeah, he is a guy that I think he can move up and down the lineup, top line, second line, third line. I think does all the little things. We're going to introduce him right away to our penalty kill, and I know he didn't do much out there in Ottawa. They had some other guys doing it. I think he'll be part of that. 22 goals, I think 44 points. He's a good player. Speed. Everybody I've talked to said he's just a great kid. I'm glad we pick him up. With Duke, I look at Duke last night. If you see him, Duke hits the post, makes a great move, hits the post. The other team goes down and scores the winning goal. It's been that type of year a little bit for Duke. I wish him nothing but the best. I'm going to miss kind of going through the process with him. But we've got a couple good players here as far as forwards that's going to help this team.
John, if your roster were to stay the same after 3 p.m. today, where would Wenberg fit into this mix? Are you looking at that and trying to figure out where he's going to work into this?
He's out right now. Yeah, he's out, and the lineup that we had versus San Jose is going to be the lineup we play tomorrow, and just Zinger and Duke switch spots. So having said that, Wenny's a good player. But it is what it is. I have to make decisions right now for what we think is the best lineup. Some of it is a personality within a line. What the line has played really well, and it makes it crowded as far as ice time, is Nash's line. Robinson's come in here and played really well, gets better and better. Yeah, so right now, though, Wenny, Hanny, and Sedzi will be the guys out. But that changes. We'll see where it goes.
Do you see any scenario where he goes to the wing?
Who?
Wenberg.
Yeah, any one of those guys could go to the wing. Any one of those guys, other than Hanny. Hanny's a winger, not a center, but Sedzi can go to center or a wing. But I Mrs. Reed? Mrs. Reed? Hi, this is John Tortorella. I'm in the middle of a press conference here, and you're no, that's okay. I'd rather talk to you than your husband. Your son. So I'll be done in about 5 minutes. I've seen you call a few times, so it's rude of him not to call you back, but he's busy right now. It's nice talking to you. Okay, have a nice day. Where was I? What? Yes, yes. But I'm not going to force feed. I can't force feed. I'm going to let the players decide where it goes as far as the lineup.
Is there a way to measure, John, the juice that adding these two guys brings to your team at this time of year? Not just talent-wise, but just the overall electricity that comes with adding a couple players like
Yeah,
this?
yeah. Just like I said, every team goes through it this time of year, and still going through it. What's our team going to look like at Monday afternoon? Especially in the room. The coaches, I'm not sure how the coaches feel about it. We've had conversations. Yarmo lets me know if something's going on, if we make a deal, and then we talk about lineups, him and I, along with the other coaches. It really doesn't affect me while it's going on, but this afternoon I'll be in the office. If this is what it is, I know what the lineup is. I basically told you today, but it certainly gives the team juice as far as in the room. Not with the coaches, the players. These are two really good players that we got. So sure, they're excited. They feel. I watched a very emotional situation with Duke the other night after the game when we had to tell him that he was traded, amongst the managers, coaches, and him, and amongst him and the players. No one wants to see that. That's the hardest part of the business, because he wanted to stay. But that's all part of the business, and then we got to get about our business here. So, yeah, they'll be in touch with Duke and check on him. I'm sure they already have. But then it's time for business, and they're really excited about the additions to this club.
Coaches, is there a new toy aspect to this? Like, we've got this new way of looking at things?
Well, for me, it certainly gives me flexibility, especially the center ice position. It gives me some flexibility in doing some different things. And when you add really basically two top six forwards, it changes dynamic as far as where everybody sits. And it creates a push as far as who's going to get the ice time, let alone even getting in the lineup. So, and I've always felt that's healthy. I'm not going to run anybody down that's sitting out. Everybody's going to focus on Winnie. Winnie's a really good player. But I have to make decisions here now, and it's certainly, we'll just go about it each day at a time, and we'll figure out what our lineup is.
John, what does Kincaid give you that maybe you didn't have, and if this is how you go forward, how do you juggle three goalies if that's the way it's going?
Yeah, I don't. I've talked to Manny about it just really quickly this morning. I don't know much about him, but I'm not going to forget about what Corpy's done for us this year too. He has given us some really good minutes. So I don't know where that all goes. Corpy is our backup. Kincaid comes in here. I've got to talk to Manny as far as what he's all about, and then we'll figure all that out. The first thing is that what we talked about is managing the practice for the starting goalie on the particular game the next night or whatever it may be, or morning skate. We've got to manage that with three goalies. But again, I'm not force-feeding that. I'm not going to forget how Corpy's developed here and some of the things he's done. Having said that, I think Kincaid had a really good year last year for Jersey. I know that. I'm not sure what's going on this year, and we'll make a read as we go through.
John, when players join your team this time of year, are there things that you think are important to do or that you like to do as far as the process of them joining your group?
The new players?
Yes.
Yeah, I answer that, Allison, with just how much we shouldn't do, I guess is the best way. We do not want to fill in with a bunch of thoughts. I think our system is pretty much a simple system. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to have questions. We've got to be really careful as we go through, especially early on here, not to expect them to understand everything we do. We've got to allow them to play with their instincts. So I give that to Lars. He gives them a kind of a basic little program when new players come in, just to show them the general stuff and then allow them to play, and then we'll correct from there. So we're not going to fill their heads with a bunch of information.
Coach, your bit there with Mrs. Reed seems to reflect your mood at this point. How much better since you arrived is this roster right now?
Well, that's a mother calling her son, and I think I just wanted to make sure that he was not ignoring her or whatever it may be. It doesn't reflect my mood. My mood is, it depends on what's going on each day. I think the one thing it certainly, to me, it's a boost for us is we've been talking about the middle of the ice for a while here in the organization, as far as the center ice position. When you have a guy like a Wenberg sitting out, no matter what we've talked about him and how hard we have tried to get him going, and himself too, and listen, he's played better of late too, Wenny. When you have a guy like that sitting out, you know, something has changed in the middle, and I think that's a good thing. I'm not going to say what happens to Winnie. He could be a big part of this before it's all said and done. I'm not sure how it all works out. But the management, I think Jarmo, and that's what I love about him. I think he's got some jam. He wants to win. He's letting the team know he wants to win. Both of them are free agents after this, you know, but he wants to let the team know, and the team has heard it loud and clear that he's worked hard to upgrade our roster, and it's definitely an upgrade. And we're excited to have him in, and it seems like that. More importantly, I think they're really excited to be here. So let's play.
You mentioned it earlier with Bobrovsky and Panarin and those situations, how you guys have handled that all year. Mm-hmm. If we get to 301 or 302 today and both of those guys are still on this roster, is there a lift there for this season for the team to just be like, well, we don't have to worry about that anymore? You know, kind of thing?
Yeah, I don't know, because we don't worry about that. We haven't. I'll tell you guys, we haven't. I think the guys, both parties, the team around them and the two players that have been focused on have been great pros. If that's one thing I've seen our team, they're great pros in this type of situation, where a lot of teams haven't been involved in, where your two top players are saying, we're out of here. I don't think it changes anything. I'm sure for those two, it might, but I'm sure, and I'm not privy to it. If they're talking to Jarmo about certain situations, I don't know. I'm not asking any questions on that. I just don't think it changes anything. I really want you to understand that, guys. This has not been a heavy burden on our shoulders with this running around. I think our guys, our management, coaches, and players have handled it right away at the beginning of the year how we're going to do this. And I think it's helped, that no one's walking on eggshells. It's been wide open out there, honestly. I think that's really helped us.
John, there was a perception, anyways, from some of your comments with regarding Duclair that maybe the two of you didn't get along. I don't think that was the case, but your situation with him the other night, did you get a chance to send him away and talk to him before he left? And can you just share what that was like?
Yes, but not in the way I wanted him to be with the players, and yes, we talked. I was involved in the conversation when we told him he was moved. It was hard for him. No matter what you guys think about all the kicking and scratching him and I are doing with one another, I really like the kid. And I think he knows that, and I think he accepted the process he was going through here. I think he wanted to continue. So I talked to him for a few minutes there, but then a number of his teammates wanted to see him. I called him before practice today. Have not been able to get a hold of him, but I'll talk to him on the phone. Just think about the situation for him. I've been thinking about it all morning. He makes a great move. He goes in. What if he scores that goal in Ottawa and they win the game? You know, that's what I wish happened for him. Instead, he hits the post, they go down and score a goal, they lose the game. I want something good to happen for him. But as I've said to him many times, he has to make it go that way. He has to stay with it here as far as trying to improve his game in all areas. Guy may handle him differently, I don't know. I hope he flourishes underneath him. It was up and down with me, obviously, but I still think he's made a tremendous improvement from the beginning of the year than right now as a player. I really like the kid. Thank you.